Barber charts go off the wall when the challenger is, when the challenger's white. There, I said it, Doc. White. I'm glad you said it, Stu.
It ain't about race. It's about boxing.
There ain't a white guy out there for you. I'm gonna create you one.
All right.
We're now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
So here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And before I get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you've been enjoying the content so far on this channel, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that sub button for me as well. And so this isn't going to be one of my longer videos, one of my typical videos, but I definitely wanted to go ahead and take a second to chime in and react to the fight last night.
Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Jake El Gallo!
And just like I predicted, and it's a video that I wanted to touch on before the fight actually happened, but I knew if I did, the video probably would have never saw the light of day, or at least it would have been a very subdued video due to what I was going to say or what I was going to predict. And a lot of people who follow the sport of boxing, a lot of people who follow Mike Tyson, knew exactly how the fight was going to go. People who saw that fight during the pandemic with Roy Jones versus Mike Tyson knew exactly how this fight was going to go. You don't hurt me too bad, I won't hurt you too bad. And that's exactly how it went. And it was a pity-pat fight for the most part with 12-ounce gloves. But I still thought the fight was going to do well, and I thought it would sell out, as it did. And not because people wanted to see a 58-year-old Mike Tyson go up against a Jake Paul, but mainly because of the racial dynamic.
There's a reason everyone has lost interest in the heavyweight championship of the world. And it's very simple. People are tired of paying good money to watch this beat up. The highest grossing fight in the history of boxing is Cooney versus Paul.
And it's true. The majority of the fans that these pay-per-view events try to appeal to are not actual boxing fans. They're individuals that are motivated like everybody else by the spectacle of it. And when it comes down to it, most people, most individuals that aren't into boxing and don't watch boxing just because they enjoy boxing, or UFC because they enjoy UFC, they want to see the black guy versus the white guy, or the white guy versus the black guy, or the black guy versus the Hispanic guy. And the timing of this fight is interesting, I'll just say that. This fight was actually supposed to take place a couple of months prior, but they postponed it due to some mysterious injury or illness that Mike Tyson had, and so it was postponed. And it wound up being right after the election. We just got finished winning an election, a very polarizing election at that for a lot of people. And so, like I said, the timing is very interesting. And I thought some of the messaging after the fight was very interesting as well by Jake Paul.
It's the era of good. There's a shift in the world, and good is rising. The truth is rising. I'm just honored to be a part of America, and it feels like we're back, baby.
Mike. And so that's a little bit of a dog whistle by Jake Paul. Whenever somebody's talking about the truth rising and good rising because of an election result, that's a little bit of a dog whistle, because I don't care who would have won. I don't care what the election results would have been. No matter what, that's not going to be indicative of the truth rising and good rising. So what he was really talking about is something else, something that y'all can read between the lines to figure out. And so to me, this was a very symbolic fight, a circus of an event, almost like a mini parade, almost like a victory lap for a lot of people on the far right. If you go on Twitter and you go on some of these other spaces, they're talking really crazy. They're talking really crazy right now. And it doesn't even matter that Mike Tyson was 58 years old and in no condition to box. Anybody that knows boxing, anybody that knows anything about boxing, knows that Mike Tyson had no business being in that ring.
You heard him.
Beautiful crowd.
Got a box.
Unless there was an agreement. You don't hit me too hard, I won't hit you too hard. And let's give him a show. And there was one point in which Rosie Perez even had to call it out.
Question I have is, why isn't Jake Paul just teeing off on him?
I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying. It is a professional fight, but...
And so like I said, this is more of a symbolic win for some groups within America. And they don't care how they get it. A win's a win. Doesn't matter that Mike Tyson was 58 years old. They could care less. Because the optics was this. You had the baddest so-called black man on the planet, one of the most ferocious boxers of his time, getting beat by a YouTuber. That's the reality of it. That's the optics of it. And that's all they cared about. And Mike Tyson is on record as saying he doesn't care about his legacy. All he cares about is his money.
Logan, I think he said you might be next.
Motherfucker, I'll kill you, Mike.
No, please, no.
And so it's hard to blame somebody like Mike Tyson, all that he's been through, all that he's gone through. Somebody getting paid $20 million to have a glorified sparring match. It's hard to argue against taking that kind of money. You know, a lot of us would have done that. Get paid $20 million for 16 minutes of playing pity pat. That's hard to turn down. And a lot of us probably would have done the same as Mike. But that's all I had on this one. Let's go ahead and try to keep the conversation going on below, and I'm gonna try to be as active in there as I can. And make sure you guys hit that like button and the subscribe button if you haven't done so already on your way out. And as usual, peace and chaos.